Hey there, vlog fans. Say it's Krakum, making a new effort and entering a new project. And I've decided that really to be an influencer on YouTube, you need to be able to offer yourself a little bit, appear on camera, do some information and share it. So I'm starting a more direct vlog section. It gives me things to do during the winter. Can-Am spider riding season's over. But I've been doing a lot of thinking about where I'm going in the direction of what I want to do on, per se with this tube, future plans, future projects. This is still in scope, just a hobby. This is something that I do for my children. And again, you're going to see a vlog where you're really not going to be able to see a lot of commentary. And quite frankly, unless you agree with it. Why? It's my vlog. Don't be dumb. So if I don't like what you have to say, or if you're going to get snarky, rude, or whatever, and respond to my work with smack-ass comments and bad language, then yeah, you disappear into the millennia. That's what I love about here. It's not, and I hope everybody remembers, this is a one-way form of communication. I'll consider your reviews, I'll consider your advice, I'll consider your compliments, all that, and I'm a very respectful and diligent person, but I will not be disrespected. I will not be afforded to or subjected to Kens and Karens. If you don't like the frequency of my post here, then just don't come here. And I'm tired of dealing with Facebook because, that's an application where they've given people that know nothing about what they're doing the ability to really control things in your life, and it's scary. Just a quick example on it. Say you're in a Facebook group and somebody reports that they don't like the fact that you post 4 posts a day in a group with 20,000 members. Myself, I don't consider that excessive. For me to do, and 2 of my posts are typically 1-minute posts, 2 are longer. But I don't consider that excessive when there's a rotational factor of 20,000 people milling through that site on a daily basis. Now, I got harped on about it. Not by admin. They disagreed with the user. However, I'm tired of dealing with this. I'm tired of Kens and Karens. They come into groups brand new. This lady had just bought something that qualified her to be in our community, and just comes in and starts smacking me around. I don't need it. So I'm tired of it. I don't get paid for my time on Facebook. I never stand a chance of getting paid on Facebook. So why am I investing time there? And secondly, why am I allowing the thoughts and emotive responses of people that have no emotional responsibility, legal knowledge, or expertise whatsoever to affect me in any way, shape, or form? They didn't really attack me. It's just that I just get tired of dealing with a group that says you can post here, you're welcome to do so, this is a public forum, but then members can come in and treat you with disrespect, bullying, and all other forms of whatever, as long as they get their way. This vlog will eventually lead political, but this is the basic aspect of it. Politics is one of the 3 forbidden subjects where you are guaranteed to lose friends. Sex, religion, politics. I kind of put politics right up there at number 1. I don't talk to people about who I vote for. I don't. I vote with a sense of common sense and a sense of common decency, and I vote for the man, not the issue, and I detest corruption. And if I smell bullshit, you're not getting my vote. I am an independent. I have conservative values, but what used to represent me in conservative values does not even come close to representing me. To me, being a conservative is protecting the Constitution, and giving people the right to live as they want to live, and treating people with dignity in a manner that has been afforded with laws of precedence, one moment, and laws of dignity. Sorry, my battery was getting weak. I had to refocus a little bit. So, this is an introduction, and I'm going to be introducing this. I also want to do this real quick. I'm calling this Blogs and Dogs. So, this is Stella. Stella is now she's 4, going on 5. She is a pit bull corgi cross, and she's, 50-50. She is enjoying, we are going through, it's been a rough summer for fleas, but we finally got on top of it, and she's been able to relax. So she decided to join me for the nap and discussion tonight. Just a couple things I want to make sure to touch on were what I did with why I'm here, who I am. I'm a semi-professional, or actually more of a non-professional retired guy. I've done my 25 years on the job. I had a widowmaker in 2017, and I was placed on permanent disability. And I resent the fact that certain people in this country feel that I'm in a Ponzi scheme, or they want to eliminate the only way I have to make a living right now, because I'm lucky to be alive. And you know what? And the part that pisses me off about it, I fucking paid for it, and they want to do that to me. You know the hell I went through to be qualified for this program? Took 2.5 years. My family suffered. We bled. We lost everything. Everything. And what I have now is a result of what I was able to gather back for the penance that I received for the difficulties that I was put into. I also have users, one of which that figured out, very, very industrious person, I say, figured out that I am a veteran. Yep, I am. And that I draw a military pension. I was pretty impressed with this person. And I actually have a case against them now. They also detected, so I talk about it, that I am an E4, retired E4. I draw a 70% pension for medical disabilities, but why is it that I'm a retired E4 is basically the question that comes up if people look into this small enough. And I also know he's reading my posts because I mention that from time to time. I won an issue where I was assaulted. It was one of the issues where the military gave it an acronym, of course, and it was what they call a military sexual assault, and it was by fellow soldiers, not female. It was a rape, and it was a beatdown. It was racially motivated, and it was extreme. And I'm lucky to be on God's green earth, and I have no front teeth because of it. And that is exactly why I'm paid 70% of military pay at the E4 rate. It took me 22 years to fight and win that decision. And I don't hide from it. It's who I am. It's what defines me. And honestly, you know, that when I hear that people want to start attacking veterans groups, I'm really shocked, because the party that I used to be a part of is doing it. And they've also equivalated that to a Ponzi scheme and call me somebody that lives on entitlements. I serve my country, and my country and its representatives thought it was a good idea to recruit cocaine-addicted Golden Gloves bikers on a National Guard basis, not run them through basic training to see if they could hang in a military establishment, and put them in the general population of their military environment. And they turned on them. And those people went to prison. I read many of them are dead. I don't keep track. It's one of the reasons why I use my funny name Krakum. I really don't care. But you don't get to know me very close until you get to know me for a while. So you get my handle, you get that, you get to know that I have a master's degree level education. I'm actually a conservative at heart and spirit, but I vote independently. I will never vote for Donald Trump. I've never appreciated an understanding from him. Why do you trust a man that's appeared on a TV show where people paid to see it? And secondly, I know for a fact that he dodged the draft 5 times. And when his country called him, when it might have involved him to make sacrifice, he called his dad. And this is what you get when you deal with people like this. He lied about all of that. What would stop him from telling you the truth, or encourage him to tell you the truth at any other moment? Nothing. He lies about his value. He lies about who he is, what he is. And if anybody has half a brain and remembers the divorce that he went through from Ivana, who, by the way, is Bulgarian, who, by the way, at the time it was a Soviet bloc state. He married somebody from the Soviet bloc. They even talked about then how that would eliminate him from any possibility of politics. I remember that being on hard copy. Right. Anyway, I've gone on long enough. I just wanted to give you guys an introduction and run it through. Carry on for about 10 minutes. I'm not going to stick around. All I'm going to do as a political issue is ask you to vote. And then I'm going to ask you to do a second thing. I'm going to ask you to think for yourself and not for people that you think care for you, because they don't. You think on the issues that you want and the issues that you want for the future of your children in this nation. I ask you to consider that how is it that everything blew apart so bad that they think is all this bad for one person? Man's a liar. So if you disagree with that and know who I'm talking about, that's why I don't leave on comments. I don't care. I'm still going to say what I have to say. I'm going to control how it's said and how it's presented, and I'm going to give centrist conservatives who do not agree with what is being sold to us as conservative politics now. And, you know, I'm that type of guy who believes in owning guns. I have several bolt actions. I got a really nice 6-shooter that'll hit a hell of a lot more accurately than y'all and your Desert Eagles. So, you know, my Boss Hoss 44 will absolutely destroy you from a very far distance. Distances you can't reach with your semi-autos accurately. So, you deceive or perceive how you feel is an effective weapon, and me as a person who used to train into and was at one time a gunsmith for the U.S. Army, I'll pick the weapons that I want. The M16 is a piece of shit. It's always been one. You're a joke if you idolize it. I'm sorry. You can accurize it. You can do whatever you want to it. It's still junk. Printed in plastic, stamped out of stamped steel, junk. It was meant to be sent down range cheaply with bodies to expend. It was not meant for hunting, and it has no appreciative value if you have any sense of gunsmithing whatsoever. So I do have conservative values. I do love guns. I do. I also love guns that are regulated, and I love them when they're safely locked away in my shelf or in my safe. I don't carry them in a car. I use them reasonably at hunting season. Everything else is a crime in my book, and you don't fight crime being a criminal. That's just more crime. So, and that's the whole breakdown in this logic about what current Republicans think is the proper way of gun management. I don't agree with it. We're watching too many stories of young men socially distorted, prepared for combat in game environments, and social and housed on and picked on and weaned. This is like, I can say names of people who we used to pick on in high school, and I was one of them. Coming back at you with a fully loaded, and now they're .308 caliber M16 weapons that penetrate 4 times the depth of a .223, taken into a classroom and mowing children in half. That kid was so well armed, the police were peeing their pants, and they won't admit to it. They keep saying they did the right thing. Yeah, I'm talking about it all day. I don't care if you're on one side or the other. The fact that it happened is bullshit. The fact that the Texas governor feels it's correct for a U.S. citizen, any U.S. citizen, to be able to walk into a gun store and walk out without a background check. You're wrong, sir. There are people in this world that are not meant to have weapons. There are things in this world that we were never meant to be. When I left the Army, it was largely viewed that M16 class, AR-15, CAR-15 that was out there at a very expensive price should only be used for law enforcement. And when they forbade it, in my book, it was the best thing that ever happened, because then you gave the cops a half a fighting chance. I lost a best friend from high school, mowed down by an M16, AR-15, CAR-15, whatever you want to call it. He stopped the guy over a broken taillight. He never stood a chance. He was one of the first in the late 1980s to be killed in the rage of fucking crime wars that have taken so many policemen's lives. It's disgusting. Do I love cops? Nope. Hate them. Why? Because I've been a criminal. I've been to jail. I think every person that sits in a police cruiser needs to go to jail for a week. Anonymously. Make up a crime. Something goofy. I slapped my wife. Whatever. You don't have to be truthful. Nobody cares in there. But they don't understand what they put you through. They don't put themselves in your shoes. They don't. It's not just business. And they definitely take your freedom. And we live in a society that is now openly wanting to make decisions for people, take more freedoms away from people, and we're becoming more authoritarian and less free every day. And I didn't sacrifice 4 years of my life so we could become another Hitlerish state. I've visited the death camps. I've been there. I know it's real. And I think that anybody that believes that I'm not even going to repeat the saying, but the shirts that you saw at the very real insurrection, all the anti-Semitic comments, coming from a black man, cracks me up. The guy's so crazy that he can't even make sense out of what he's saying. And then he hangs out with this white guy that probably pees himself every night. And if nobody's ever noticed one thing, I'm going to leave everybody with this. I'm just going to leave you something to think on. Do you ever understand or want to understand why Donald Trump never wears anything form-fitting? Well, that depends how you look at it. You know where I'm going with that. So chew on that one tonight. I'll be back with more. I'm going to try to keep these under 6 minutes so you people can understand me a little bit better and enjoy it. But I wanted to take some time to properly introduce myself, introduce my dog, who is sleeping back there and doing her thing. And I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thanks for watching. Have a good night. And the key thing that I want to leave everybody with was, I would like you to come back because, and I am going to participate in conversation and allow comments. I'm just saying, I am the coach. And if I don't like what you have to say, you don't get to speak. This is my tube, not yours. If you don't like it, this is the one key thing that you're going to learn about me. And I expect you to apply it to me just as I apply it to this very institution itself. And I call it the Bed Bath & Beyond theory. So, because of an incident that happened in a past relationship several years ago, I don't like a damn thing that goes on in that store. So I just don't go there. And if you don't like what I have to say or like what I have to present, I expect you to treat me just like I treat Bed Bath & Beyond. Get it? Don't hurt me. Don't kid and carry me, because I'm not going to allow you to post it. You're not going to slip through. You're not going to complain about it. This is a privately owned entity, and I agree with that decision. And Google controls it. Yep. So does YouTube. And I'm going to make sure it meets their standards. I'm not going to allow you to cuss, and I'm not going to allow you to talk poorly about it. So, in my world, the door is that way. I suggest you take it there, pumpkin. Don't care. So, if you'd like to hang around with a dude like me and hear my rants, welcome aboard. Not, I hope you enjoy my Can-Am stuff, and I hope you take time to look over at the other playlists and check out some of the awesome scenery scenes that I've been taking in Colorado. It's very beautiful here. But this will be a weekly thing that I do, and maybe, daily eventually. I just have to see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Have a great night.